Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank. Today, we're going to open up a Lian case for your desktop. Now, we choose the Type C because we do want a Type C installed in the front. And that's what we're going to take a look at it and see what we're going to unbox it and see what we get. So we choose white, and we're going to change it around from black to white. So go ahead and take a look. All right, let's take a look at the front of it first of all. If you guys can see it, you can actually see through the whole thing. It's not that bad. It's all white in the front, and you see 1, 2, and 3 fans. And if we go pull up, you're gonna see a couple of things. We got a C and an M and the reset button, and then you got the power button, a 3.5 jack. You got the 2 USBs and then a Type C. Of course, this is going to be more for the RGB lighting controls. And then you can see that we have glass on the other end too. And back where the cable goes, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to open it up too so you guys can see it. On one side is glass and it's a see-through. And then the other side is also glass too. Real thick glass, real nice. I like that. And in order to open it, I'm going to show you something. To open it, there's these hinges here, but this is only to hold the actual thing. To open it, you're gonna have to take out the bottom part. And the mesh, this part right here is pretty good. This is where you're gonna put your power drive, your power adapter. I'm sorry, your power drive. Your power is gonna go in here in one direction here. You have these 3 stocked for hard drives you can put in there, or SATA drives. Either way, if you have solid state drive or mechanical drives, they all fit in there. So I am going to put a 10 terabytes, 3 terabytes, and a 4 terabytes that I have. So I'm going to include those in there. And of course, you can see the 3 fans in here. They're going to be lighting up too. They light up too when you turn them on. They display some light. So in order to open it up, you have to open it from here, if you guys can see that. And the hinges kind of opened up like that. We're gonna take them off, and the way to take them off, you have to lift it up. All right, you got to lift it up. I can't do it right now. I'm gonna try to do it with two hands. I can't do it with one hand, but let's see the spacing in here. These are not removable. If you guys can see, they're not removable. They're joint in there, but you got plenty of room for any kind of motherboard that you're gonna place in here. Especially us, we're gonna go with the larger one. We're gonna embed all the cables through here. We're gonna do cable manage through here. You got all your connections up there, of course, that you're going to be sharing, and you got plenty of space for additional fans in here. Of course, the reason I got this one is I want the air fans to pull in the air and pull it out here. So we are going to add another fan in here that's not included in here, and we are going to put a water cooling system in here. And you got plenty of room for anything you want. And not only that, these can be removed for more cabling access too, and that's we're going to probably do that too. We're going to remove these two, so we can start doing cable management when we start building. But right now, it's just pretty much a review on the actual case itself. Plenty of room on the case. I like it. This is going to be obsolete. A lot of vendors are going to start removing this. You go actually put a fan in here too as an option, but because the fan's already on the actual power, you might not need one. But like I said, there's additional places to put the fan. Now, one thing I noticed, the racks in here, there's no space for a side mount for actually the GPU. So most of the desktops that they do have a side mount, and especially if you want to move the GPU somewhere else so it won't be hanging on too much. Especially these heavy duty GPUs, the 3090, 3080s are really heavy. They need a lot of extra screws from one end. It would have been necessary we would put a side entrance here, but unfortunately this does not have it. This is a mid-size case, all right? And we're going to continue. We're going to open the other side too. Now, this is the other side, and we had an option. We could have got a glass, or we could have got actually the actual aluminum case, but I didn't even read the facts. I just got whatever was out there and pretty much came with it, and thinking that it was going to be all pretty much the same. This actually is not that bad, but a lot of glass does not help with the actual airflow. So that's another thing. It retains a lot of heat in here. That's what it does. So I was trying to avoid that, but the same thing goes this way. There's a little grip right here in this corner, and this one right here, and you just pull it down, and you can see all the actual area that you're going to have. We're going to open it up too. Let's open this up, and it also opens up this way. It's like a wing pretty much. Now, You are gonna have to replace, you're gonna have to remove these. All right, we're gonna do by hand, removing these, so we can see all the space that we're gonna need and that it comes with. All right, so that's one, and this is gonna be a back of the motherboard, if you guys can see it. And there's another one here that we're not going to remove right now, and you could set up your actually SATA drives in two of these right here, so you can mount some SATA drives in here. Of course, we're going to open this up because we want to see what's in here. This is where all the cable management is going to be handled. So let's go ahead and open. Here we are. We got your RGB lighting cable. If you see it, this is going to be controlling the 3 fans. Most of the motherboards already come included with it. This is a 12V. We got your SATA connection. Of course, you're going to need that for powering up some of the modules too. Here's some other the actual type 3.0, and you get your connections for a motherboard all included the type C. So that's not bad. We're going to include all these power cords and connections. Really simple. Plenty of room to hide all the cables. Of course, we're going to hide the cable through here, but the only thing I'm a little concerned is hiding. You don't have that much space here for your actual cables to bundle up, so that's going to be a problem right there. All right, this is without the front. If you can see it, all the cables are well managed in there. They're all going to do this kind of loop in here. Really simple. I like this whole thing that you're able to remove them, and not only that, you can replace these with any kind of your liking, your preference on fans. You don't have to have these all the time, and they're really tight in there. You could fit up to 3, and there's an additional space for larger fans, a little larger fans. The mesh, if you guys see the mesh itself, you could clean it up and use it as a filter for any kind of things that you're gonna have. Another thing that I forgot to mention, that they have this cover here. It's a mesh cover. It's magnetic too. Mostly a lot of desktops have this now. There's underneath one, there's another one too that we're gonna take a look at it, and we're gonna flip it around. All right, this is underneath of it. There is a screen here that you can remove here to remove and clean the filter too also. If you can see, you got plenty of gap. There's a little gap right here that you can see all the way to the back. That's perfect for air flowing, and that's what I want. I want more air into this system because it's going to be taking a heavy duty CPU GPU. CPU is going to be a 12th generation 12K version of Intel, and we're i9 of course, and of course we're going to install a 3080 RTX 3080 video card, and we want to make sure we get the proper air flow in here, including water and cooling. So let's go ahead and continue. I like the way it looks. It looks really nice and neat, well made. I like that it has plenty of airflow in here. That's one thing I need. The only thing of concern is, like, we're gonna have to take a look at it when it's completed, where how loud it is, and I can retain the system when it's actually completed. So we're gonna do another part of it, but I am gonna include here the finished product too, so you guys could take a look at it. But we are gonna do another video with the actual finished product when we're completed with this. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And those that are members of our channel, I really appreciate you guys. And hopefully you guys end up sharing and liking the video. Help us in 2022 grow the channel a little larger. Wish we could hit that 10K subscribers. Without your help, this channel would have been dead. But I really appreciate everybody's support and help. And those comments, keep them coming. I'll be able to help you guys as much as I can. All right, we're gonna get everything out of the box. There was a box in here, and one of the drives, I didn't mention it, it was in here. You open it up and it popped up, and it was this box in here with all the screws and everything you require. So just make sure that you pull that out prior to starting your whole setup. And this is pretty much to give you zip ties. All right, let's check it out, the lights controls. So you have controls here, and I'm gonna hit the C button. All right, this is to change the color. All right, C is for color. Change different colors, red, whatever feeling you want. Pretty much does all the rainbow. I like the case. The case is really good. I just don't like the fact that you have to modify it off the bat. So we're gonna go back to white, lighter white. Memory, not memory, but this is actually motions, I guess. It's like different changes. So if you guys can see, it's doing the rainbow. I'm gonna hit the M again. does start red only, and it does some pulsing and does wave effects. It does all sorts of things, but push of a button is very simple. It's on the front. All you have to do is do that. That's kind of distracting. I don't like that one. Alright, here's the inside of the machine. I just put a light in here so you guys can see. I'm going to explain to you guys a little couple things that are happening here. So, if you guys notice, right now I have a 9070 video card. It's my old card I have. Plenty of space for everything else, but there's a big issue with this Lancool. It is that it will not take your RTX 3070s video card or 3080s RTX because they're really large, if you guys can see that. Now there's a problem. There's a plate there, and in that plate, that's where the problem is. You're gonna have to remove the plate. This adapter does not fit properly into the system at all, and it's a big issue for me, especially looking at the threads right now. People are having the same issue. If you're gonna buy this machine, this case, you're gonna have to modify things, and that's the junk, to be honest with you. Out of the box, it should be simple. This is the second machine I have to do this. Corsair had to do the same thing as the plate. In fact, I have the Corsair here. If you guys can see it, I removed the plate too because of the same issue. So we're having the same problem here. It's a small little thing. It's you got to remove a couple rivets. It's gonna take some construction. It's working. It's properly working, like I said, you know. Other than that, I don't like the fact that you have to modify out of the box. So if you're gonna buy this, be cautious about buying this. It's gonna require you modification if you have a larger VGA card. I was trying to see another option. Maybe if I could mount the VGA card here. Unfortunately, they don't have a side panel. It would have been perfect if they would have put a side panel there for the VGA card, but unfortunately, they don't have that. I'm thinking about creating my own and modifying it, but it's just a lot of work. So I'm gonna see my second options, what I can do. But other than that, I don't have anything else to add. If you guys are gonna buy this, just be aware. I'm gonna show you guys something I had to do. I had to modify the actual case. All right, this is for the case. I had to remove this in order to get my 2080 Ti right now, because I do have a 3080 Ti, but I wanted to test it out, make sure it wasn't the video card or something else. So I had to remove it. If you guys can see, I'm gonna move this back. It's a little messy, but you can see how the cables. I am gonna do cable management a little bit more better, but right now, as you can see, I had to remove that case. And you're gonna run into the same issue if you have a 3080 or 2080 RTX, or it's longer. You're not going to be able to run the card very simple, very easy. You're going to have to remove these. I had to remove the rivets, and then Corsair, I'm running at 40. It gets hot right now. Right here, it's temperature is keeping really good at 22, you know. Other than that, I mean, you had to remove this plate. It's a pain in the ass. They do sell a plate that goes sideways here that you put your video card in here, but I didn't want to do that because I am going to put my streaming card down here and other functions too. So that's the only reason I stepped away from that and didn't want to do that. All right, on the other side, if you can see, I'm going to open it up so you guys can see. I have a mess, a cable, but nobody sees the cable but me. I like this part of the case is that everything's covered up in here. Plenty of room for 2 more SATA drives if you want the smaller version. But if you can see, everything's really compressed in here. Like I said, the only thing I had to remove, I had to modify the front just a little bit. But other than that, I am very pleased with the whole system. It's a little loud. I'm not going to give you that. And if you put your hand here on the front, you're sitting there next to it, it's going to get cold because it is generating a lot of air through it. The airflow is perfect, especially if you're going to be gaming. And not just gaming, but if you're going to be doing video editing and other stuff on it, I highly recommend you guys to have a system like this to keep everything cool and make sure that it will last you for a long time. Because generating heat is it's your enemy here. So I did end up putting a 1,000-watt power supply in here. If you guys notice, I was able to modify it. I kind of squeezed every single cable I can. I covered it up. I ran the CPU cable all the way to the bottom, zip tied in the corner, so you hardly ever see it as nothing existed. So everything's hidden. I haven't removed the actual plastics yet. I'm gonna do that today, later time. I want to make sure I can enjoy a little bit better before. But other than that, very pleased with the actual case. If you have any questions or any comments, and let me know. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and we're out.